The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine podcast and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Chris Melville, not only one of our amazing columnists, but she is also our personal empowerment coach here at Sovereign Magazine. Alongside her transformative coaching sessions and workshops for the Sovereign community, she also runs a thriving coaching practice and is a certified rapid transformational therapy practitioner. With over 30 years of corporate experience, she is very passionate about empowering women to overcome mindset challenges and build thriving businesses. She is a true expert in personal empowerment and helps others to boldly step into their power. Welcome back, Chris.
Hello, Nicole.
Oh my goodness. I'm really excited to talk about this subject today, which is Being Who You Truly Are, our October new moon issue. And in your article, Your Real Voice is Your Greatest Business Asset, you highlight how many solopreneurs fall into this trap of marketing a version of themselves that actually isn't truly who they are. And while they are out there performing and mimicking others, that might temporarily work, but eventually it leads to misalignment, maybe even unaligned clients, and then burnout. And how authenticity isn't just personal, that it's a really good practical and strategic way to run your business. And so today I really want to talk about this like persona that we feel like we have to have and that we can't be our true selves in the business world as entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I think we have this idea that we have to be this professional person, especially when we're first starting out and we start looking to people that we admire and we start to mimic what they're doing because it's like, oh my God, I love them so much. I want to be like them. But then also they've built a great business. And so they're obviously somebody I can learn from. Oh my God, how much energy does it take to be somebody that you're not?
Yes, a lot of energy. And I'm going to tell everyone a secret, and I really hope the team doesn't mind. So I am such a chill boss, okay? I want everyone to show up as they authentically are, and the team loves it so much now. Everybody shows up in their pajamas to our team meetings. And we talk about our pajamas. Oh my gosh, those are so cute. Oh, you have Snoopy on them. Like, we are just like our true authentic selves, because in my non-professional life, I'm like always in like exercise gear or, even sometimes my pajamas all day if I'm not feeling well because of my bleed. But that is who I want the team to be. Like, that doesn't make them any less of an employee because they show up to a team meeting with their boss, in their pajamas. They're comfortable, they're focused, they're magical, right? And so I love that I get to be who I truly am and not following any of the shoulds.
Yeah, I love it. Pajama party, team meetings. I love that. But, the thing is, if you're selling a service, most of my clients are service-based businesses. I tend to think if you're showing up and advertising yourself as somebody that you're not, it's like false advertising. And it's going to cause some cognitive dissonance when you get clients and they come and work with you. And all of a sudden, like, oh, this is not the person I thought it was going to be. We've all been there, haven't we? We've like hired somebody to do something for us and based on like, oh, this is me. I'm so shiny. I'm so great. I'm so amazing. And then they don't deliver, or what they deliver isn't what we asked for. And it's painful.
Yes. Not only is it painful, I really love that you use the word false advertisement. I never thought about it like that. And, I'm really big on like being my true self. I show up with the clients, not in my pajamas, but I show up with the clients as my authentic self all the time. Like I wear my heart on my shoulder, on my sleeve, however you want to say it. People know that about me. They know when something's wrong with me because I show up in the same way all the time. They know exactly what they're going to get from me. And so if I've missed something, like back a little while ago, I missed a podcast and the client didn't even message me. She said, I knew you must have been going through something to have missed my podcast. And when I realized that I missed it, because we were going through a doggy death in my family, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She's like, I just knew. I knew that wasn't you. And that made me feel really good that people knew who I was. So let's move into the steps to our sovereign self, because I really, really want to address something that is very important, I feel, for any woman, not only just in business, but in life. But why do you think women struggle to show up as they are? And I think a lot of it is probably around them being told they're too much or not enough. Do you think that's what it is?
Just from the very beginning, when we have girls, they're conditioned differently, aren't they? We're taught to be quieter, be a little bit more demure. You can't play the same sports that the boys play. You have to dress, you get dressed up in pretty little dresses, which stop you from being able to do a lot of things anyways. From the physical activity side, we're told that we watch our mothers wait kind of hand and foot on our dads. We see working moms like I was take on still the majority of the housework, the childcare. So it comes at us from every way. So already we have in our head, by the time we become late teens, maybe, this concept of what it is to be a woman. And it's to be that little bit more quieter, or boys won't like you. It's to wear the makeup. Yeah. Or a boy won't like you. It's to excel at school because your parents are putting a lot of pressure on you to be like the brainy girl. And we label everybody, don't we? Yeah, there is this idea that women who are bold, who speak their mind, that they're too much, that they're bossy, that they're in your face, that they're a queen bee. I've been called a queen bee before in the office, and it's like, I'm doing my job. Doing my job. And it's like, oh, you're a bit of a queen bee, aren't you? And it's like, oh, for God's sake. That comes from other people's insecurities, men. I don't want to stand here and bash every man out there, but when we look at the way the patriarchy, the traditional patriarchy, treat women and what they expect from women, any woman who steps out of those is considered deviant in some way. And deviance doesn't have to be a great, big, huge thing. It can just be that whole kind of like, you're bossy, you're controlling. Where for a man, it would be, oh, he's a real go-getter. Yeah, he's ambitious. He's got great ideas. So yeah, it's always there. It's always in the background of our minds. It sits in our subconscious. Everything that we've seen and been told and had modeled for us of what it means to be a woman.
Okay, so let's give them some practical tips on how they can start to trust their true self and be who they truly are in their business, in their daily life.
So my biggest tip, really, my biggest takeaway from this is, how do you want to live your life? Do you want to be happy? Or do you want to spend all your time and your energy being something that you're not? Do you want to work with clients who are completely aligned with who you are and who will love working with you and will show up with enthusiasm and excitement every time you have a session? Or do you want to work with clients that you don't particularly like, but they've come to work with you because of who they thought you were? And now you have to show up as that person, as well as not liking the clients that you're working with. We've all had clients that we don't like. We've all had clients that, like, our personalities just don't gel. That will be exponentially expanded if you're not showing up as yourself. So we talked in the last podcast about stripping everything back action or not action. Not action for me is not really a possibility. It's not a consideration in this situation. It's like, okay, how can I start showing up more authentically as myself? Well, what makes you the most uncomfortable in the way that you're showing up? That's a great big red flag that this is where I really feel like I'm cheating myself. And this is where I need to take my first steps in becoming more true to myself and becoming more authentically who I am. The more discomfort you feel in the way that you're showing up, the more important it is to you to show up as you really are. That's the biggest part of your personality that you're leaving behind. When you've got that pain, it's like, hey, look at me. Pain is always a red flag. It's always a mile marker. Come and look at me, and look, you're off track here.
Are you looking for a space that actually feels good to be in? Join the Sovereign Community, the soul-aligned social media platform made for conscious women like you. No ads, no trolls, no doom scrolling. Just real women from around the globe sharing meaningful conversations, support, and a sense of community. It is free to join, free to be you, and full of women walking their sovereign path. Come be part of the movement. Join us today. Yeah, I also, this word is coming up for me around boundaries and, showing up as your authentic self or being who you truly are, which is the theme, also means that you're setting healthy boundaries, not only for yourself, but for how you're showing up in the world, in your business, in your life. And I think a lot of how we show up in business involves some sort of visibility, right? And I think that we need to put boundaries around it. So, for example, for me, I obviously need to have sales calls. I need to do podcasts, but I have my calendar set in a way that is completely in alignment with who I am, where my energy is at. Podcasts are only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sales are only on Mondays and Wednesdays for me. That makes sense to me, but somebody else might have something different, right? And so when somebody's kind of doing a self-alignment check or a being who I truly am check-in, truth check-in, if you will, how do they do a check-in around their boundaries?
Okay, so get really clear on how you like to work, right? I'm going to use you as an example because you gave me two perfect examples there. You have sales on one day, on 2 days, podcast on 2 days. And maybe that's because what you really like to do is immerse yourself in the task at hand. It's like if I'm doing these back to back to back to back, I'm in flow. It feels really good. I have no other distractions. This is all I'm focusing on. I'm giving this 100%, right? So some people are like, oh God, I can't do that. I can't, for me, when I do an RTT session, I occasionally will do 2 on the same day. I really try and avoid that and only have 1 because I never know until I go into them what's going to come out. And it can be even with my walls up, it can still be very emotionally, draining. So I'm not going to put myself through that. I'm not going to book myself out back-to-back clients like that when I know it's going to drain me. Some people like variety in their day. They like to do a little bit of content writing and they like to do a little bit of this and a little bit of, maybe they like to look at their numbers every day and they like to coach a couple of clients every day. So they're going to set up their day and what feels right for them. So understand, do I want to be all in 100% focused? Do I need variety? And then one of the things I always have my clients do, and I'm pretty sure I had you do it, was a monitor during the day. So you just keep a notebook next to your desk and you write down during the day how you feel around certain tasks. I am most creative in the morning. In the morning before 11 o'clock, I can create something that if I tried to create it in the afternoon, it would take me 3 times as long because my energy is different in the afternoon. In the afternoon, I'm really good with linear tasks. Yeah. And then I have a little drop in energy where I need to do stuff that I don't need to focus on. I might go through and update some client records or reply to a couple of emails or something like that, something I don't really need to focus on. And then I get another big burst of energy between 4 and 6 in the evening and I'm really focused. That's a great time for me to do focus work. I know that about myself, right? So I know how to structure my day.
These are such great tips. So you've learned about healthy boundaries, how you're not too much in this world, that you can show up exactly who you are. And I really hope this was empowering for not only solopreneurs or fempreneurs, but for everyone to really walk through life just being who you are. Because guess what? If you're not full of yourself, I mean, what is life? Who are you living it for, right? Well, I'm excited to have you on our next one as Chris comes and visits us every single full moon.
Me too.
New moon. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you, and we will see you on the next one.
Fab, see you then.
Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.